Hey, welcome back, Whiskey Questers, to another episode of Whiskey Quest. You guys are new to the channel. My name is Antonio, and in this channel, I like to try whiskeys from all over the world. I also like to add a drop of water to each one of them just to see if it changes. You'll never know unless you try it. So, if you guys are curious about whiskey, you want to learn more about whiskey, just in general, you love whiskey, consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification. Stick around for more videos. Let's move on with today's whiskey review of the Kurayoshi Malt Whisky. Just pouring it, it smells very, very aromatic. So let's talk a little bit about this bottle here. So this bottle right here was gifted to me by the whiskey dude. Awesome dude. Again, if you guys haven't followed him, please stop by his channel, check out his videos, see if you like him, give him a sub. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. So this right here is a bottle that'll run you around $80 to $90. Now, we all know that the Japanese whiskey scene is a little crazy at the moment, with like their prices being like so outrageous. This one seemed pretty reasonable, right? Like 80 bucks, 90 bucks, depending where you are. And when I first got it, the first thing that stuck out was it says the Kurayoshi Malt Whisky. Malt Whisky. So it doesn't say like single malt or anything like that. Immediately I go to the back and see what else I can find out, and it says bottled by Matsui Whisky in Japan. Not distilled by, bottled by. So that right away led me to believe that this is one of those controversy whiskeys that people have been ranting about, that it's not really Japanese whiskey. So started doing a little bit of digging, and I didn't have to dig too deep into it. And you know, there's already a lot out there that will tell you that this right here is actually a blended malt. So it's made using single malts from different distilleries, kind of like the Johnny Walker Green Label. That's one made that way. But this one has sourced Scotch from Scotland, and it then is blended with Japanese whiskey. But I know they haven't been distilling for very long, so it does have an age statement of 12 years old, and in order for that to be on the bottle, it has to be the youngest whiskey has to be at least 12 years old. So who knows how much of a percentage of Japanese whiskey is really in there, and is it all pretty much Scotch. But it is bottled at 46% ABV, that's 92 proof, and it's non-chill filtered with an age statement of 12 years old. So that's alright right there. I just wish it was more open, like it would tell you maybe more on the bottle, the label, something telling you like, hey, you know, we're using these whiskeys, blah blah blah, maybe from the Highlands or the Speyside region, something, you know, like just be more open about it. But thought you guys would like to know a little bit about that, since, you know, whatever. Let's just move on to the nose. I'll tell you this much, the nose is very, very nice. This one gives me a lot of vanilla, toffee, dark fruits, chocolate. Now, instantly that makes me think of chocolate covered raisins, which my wife for some reason has been craving a lot. Nah, she can't be pregnant. No way. No way. Anyways, back to the whiskey, guys, back to the whiskey. Oh yeah, chocolate covered raisins, apples. I get a little bit of brine going on, some honey and peanuts. Pretty complex nose. So I'm digging that right there. Alright, let's move on to the whiskey tasting. I'm gonna skip the color because I'm pretty sure it has some coloring added to it. So cheers, everybody. Delicious. Now, all the other Japanese whiskeys that I've tried always say, oh, it's very similar to a Scotch, and this one is no exception, especially since we know that it is made using Scotch. So very, very spicy on the palate. That's the main thing that I'm getting. Fruit forward, raisins, apples. You also get a hint of smoke. More like that's like a barrel char, so it's not like peat, guys. Black coffee, like toasted coffee beans. With every sip that you take, that barrel char smokiness tends to come out a little bit more, and the spiciness, as your palate gets acclimated to it, starts to fade away, but it's still there. I get a nice minty peppermint kind of flavor going on. Check this out. That brininess is coming through with the honey and the peanuts. With that char, it's making me think of like roasted peanuts. So honey roasted salted peanuts, guys. Oh man. Yeah, that finish is pretty oily, medium with a tangy flavor, unsweetened chocolate, a bit dry in the back, but that peppermint spice kicks through. So very nice, very nice. I'm gonna add a drop of water to this and see what happens. So like I was saying, it sucks that it's not 100% Japanese whiskey. Hopefully down the line, you know, they start distilling their own things and aging them, so they can actually put out something that's truly from them. We all know a lot of distilleries starting up, they source from different things like MGP here in the United States. But yeah, it's just Japanese whiskey making rules are not the best right now. There's nothing really, everything's just loose. They can pretty much do what they want. Now, at least we know that there is some Japanese whiskey in here. There's some other bottles out there. I'm not sure which ones they are, and I'm sure I'll come across them sooner or later, but they are not Japanese whiskeys at all. Like, there's no Japanese whiskey in there. It's all just sourced, maybe Scotch, and then they bottle it, put a label on it saying Japanese whiskey, and they ship it off. Now, what sucks the most is, like, you know, when you have tourists coming over to Japan, and you know, they're looking for maybe getting a better deal since they're out there, and then they find something like this, maybe at a duty-free shop, and they're like, hey, you know, I've never tried this. So they bring it home thinking they got something authentic, and then they find out that it's mixed with other stuff. But at least from what I've been reading, back in like the 1960s, before some rules came into play, it wasn't even really whiskey at all. It was like vodka pretty much, with some maybe food coloring or something, I don't know. So at least there are some rules right now. All right, let's move on to the nose with a little bit of water. Yes, a lot more brine coming out this time. Getting more like a green apple. Those raisins are still there, but the chocolate has diminished a lot. A little bit of lime is coming through. So I'm getting a sweet tart kind of nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. Cheers. That lime, right away, detected that right away. A lot spicier, but then it fades away pretty quick. That chocolate now coming through, that wood char, but that's pretty much it. All the other awesome flavors that I was getting before, I'm not really there this time. That's pretty much it. Everything else kind of faded away, but it's still very flavorful with what's coming out. I still get a oily mouthfeel. Still in the medium side, so that, you know, non-chill filtration helped it out right there when you added the water to keep that, you know, mouthfeel going. But it just pretty much ends with some spiciness and that wood char in the finish. Still a little bit dry, but it does linger for a good while. So I don't know, guys, I don't know. I honestly, before I even found out that it was made the way that I just told you guys it was made, I thought it was a very, very tasty whiskey indeed. And you know, for $80 to $90 in the Japanese market, I thought it was reasonably priced. But now that I know that it's not really that, you know, so let me see, let me think here for a second. And the people out there that have tried the Dalmore 12, and especially me, I said for $65 it wasn't really worth that, because I could get better tasting bottles out there. But this time I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Dalmore 12 compared to this it's a steal, and that has similar flavors to this. So, you know, if you wanna try the Dalmore first and see if you like that, I don't know, guys, this is something maybe you would want to find maybe on a special sale, or if they have it at a bar. You know, maybe not right now, bars being not the best place to be at the moment, but once you get a chance, I would say go ahead and try this. And if you like it, and if you feel that you want to pay the $80 to $90, then I have no objection to that, because it is a very good whiskey. Would I spend $80 to $90 on this? Probably not. I would probably, like I said earlier, I would probably rather buy the Dalmore 12 instead of this. That's just my opinion. Alright, Whiskey Questers, well, there you have it. That's my review and my thoughts on this bottle right here. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about what I just talked about? Is that something that bothers you when it comes to Japanese whiskey? Just put in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Again, I'm so close to reaching 1,000 subscribers, and I just want to say thanks to everybody, all the returning subscribers. So if you've seen a few videos and you haven't subscribed yet and you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on your way out. Make sure you hit that bell notification. That's pretty much it. That's a wrap. Cheers, everybody. See you guys in the next one. Peace.